This is General Cucumber and he's the leader of the Blueberry Army, and they're currently preparing for battle against the Ketchup Army led by General Croissant. The Ketchup Army only has 3 tanks, but they possess a big factory that produces a new tank every few weeks, while the Blueberries have 4 tanks and a small base with sliding doors. This all started when General Cucumber and General Croissant met at the river. Cucumber, I want to invade your land. I won't let that happen. I'll do it anyway. So General Croissant called in his troops and gave the order. Send in the troops. So 1 tank and 8 soldiers started the offensive, and when they came to the river, the tank just passed through and the soldiers swam through. Everybody, stay calm. But most of the soldiers panicked and ran around like wild chickens, making them an easy target for the tank. And some also got hit by the machine gunners. A few Blueberry soldiers tried to fight back, but the Ketchup Army kept on advancing. And that was a mistake, because the tank was now in range of the Blueberry Army's secret weapon, the missiles. They quickly locked onto the tank and fired. The tank was heavily damaged, but it could still move, so the Ketchup Army retreated. But the soldiers didn't notice that the tank was leaking fuel. And 1 Blueberry soldier took advantage of that by taking a flamethrower and... the explosion took out the tank and all 8 Ketchup soldiers. This is the perfect moment for a counterattack. Tank 1 and Tank 2, move forward. So the Blueberries manned their tanks and started their counterattack. The tanks were accompanied by lots of soldiers. The Blueberry Army crossed the river and immediately opened fire. The Ketchup Army was totally surprised. Defensive formation! Quickly, some Ketchup soldiers formed a front line, but the Blueberry tanks kept on firing. The Ketchup Army countered with machine gun fire, managing to achieve some hits. Meanwhile, General Cucumber gave new orders. AC, Snakes, Johnny, go over there and secretly place some mines. Yes, sir. So the 3 soldiers walked all the way to the river and placed some mines. Back at the battle, the Ketchup Army had brought in their tanks. Now both sides were about equal. But then a new tank left the production line. And that's when Lieutenant Brasi gathered 16 soldiers and went into the forest. The new tank turned around and joined the battle. And now that they were outnumbered, the Blueberries had to retreat. But 1 tank was too slow and got destroyed. Just as the Blueberry Army was regrouping and discussing new plans, they got surprised by Lieutenant Brasi and his 16 soldiers. The Blueberry Army immediately reinforced that area, and the fierce battle started. Then out of nowhere, 3 Ketchup tanks showed up. The Blueberry tanks were still in repairs, that's why they sent Mega Man. Although he is a bit fat. Hey, I heard that. Then Mega Man marched towards the tanks, and the Ketchup tanks shot like crazy. But their shots were useless against Mega Man. Hey, I am bulletproof. Then 1 Ketchup soldier jumped all the way onto Mega Man's belly, and Mega Man lost his balance, fell down, and couldn't get up anymore. But at least he had bought enough time for the Blueberry tanks to engage the battle. And now everything got chaotic with everybody firing around and both sides having high casualties. So the Ketchup Army brought in the rest of the soldiers. Then 1 Blueberry tank shot and hit a tank of the Ketchup Army. We have to destroy their factory! Psh! I have to focus! Suddenly, 1 Blueberry tank moved forward, somehow got past the Ketchup Army, crossed the river, went all the way to the factory and fired. completely destroying the factory. Back at the battlefield, both sides had lost many soldiers. Then, in the middle of the battle, the Ketchup Army just decided to retreat. And so, the Blueberry Army pushed forward. But it was a trap, because Lieutenant Brasi and his soldiers now formed a line and encircled the Blueberry Army to prevent them from going back. The Ketchup tanks fired tons of shells, but they did no damage to the Blueberry tanks. The Blueberries decided to fire back, and they shot down one enemy tank. That's when the Ketchup Army noticed their tanks were actually shooting Nerf darts. Who is responsible for this? That would be me. Nerf Nugget. Take this! And Nerf Nugget fired a round with his Nerf guns. But the Blueberry soldier just shot him. Meanwhile, the Ketchup Army had switched back to real shells and began firing again. And within seconds, both Blueberry tanks were taken out. Afterwards, the Ketchup tank turned around and finished off the last Blueberry tank. And now the situation wasn't looking good for the Blueberries. They lost lots of soldiers. They defeated some foot soldiers, but look at their own casualties. Now it was 7 Blueberries against 12 Ketchup soldiers. This moment, one Ketchup soldier revealed himself as a Blueberry soldier. And then he used his machine gun to take out all the remaining Ketchup soldiers from behind. And because he came from behind, none of the soldiers saw him and they were all defenseless. Finally, he joined the other Blueberry soldiers. Now the battle is over. What are you doing? Bonjour, c'est moi, General Croissant. I was a Ketchup soldier who revealed himself as a Blueberry soldier. I had to kill my own soldiers to make you actually believe that. And now your last hour has come. Well, the mines were pretty useful, weren't they? I'm still alive! Mars? I beat Elon Musk!